Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new Comedy Central animated series, Digman. We'll get to that in a second, why I did that weird voice. But this is created by Neil Campbell and Andy Samberg, who worked together on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And Samberg plays Rip Digman, who is some kind of combination of Nick Cage from National Treasure and Indiana Jones, I guess. And Andy Samberg's doing like kind of a Nick Cage kind of weird voice. And I could tell Andy Samberg was probably having a ton of fun making the show. And you could tell a lot of the people, including Mitra Johari and Tim Robinson and everybody else, like Tim Meadows is in this series, and a lot of people, all are having a blast bringing these crazy characters together. Paul Russ, Clancy Brown, Daniel Radcliffe, Jason Schwartzman, Harvey Guillen, Jane Lynch, even Edgar Wright pops up here. There's just so many people who dive into this world, which is so interesting. The concept is great. What if the most famous celebrities in the world were archaeologists? And they're like these mega stars, and the world was all centered around finding these ancient things, like the Holy Grail, which happens to be like the big crux of this series. And you have this big rivalry between Rip and Zane, played by Guz Khan, and they're fighting over trying to get the most impressive things for the most impressive prizes. But also Digman has some deeper motivations that are driving him throughout this first season, whether they're definitely genuine in his own mind, but whether they're a good idea or not is something up to interpretation as we get through the film. But there's so much going on in this series in terms of like characters and motivations, and each episode is just this absolutely over-the-top, outlandish adventure from episode to episode with the 8 episodes of this first season. And some of them, like, the humor is hit or miss. It feels like it's trying to like be really like dirty jokes and lowbrow, and it does that, and not everything hits in that way. It's more clever when it's kind of lampooning archaeology and like world history and stuff like that. It has some interesting character dynamics as well, especially between Digman and Saltine, who's like his apprentice, who honestly is a lot more competent than he is. He's kind of dumb. But in general, he's trying to do things, but he's motivated so strongly in a maybe not best direction that it's kind of crazy watching him go through this series, just the complete insanity of it all. And this series is definitely hit or miss. This definitely wasn't the strongest first season of an animated show, but it has adventure, it has action. It will give you some laughs, and Andy Samberg's just so crazy to listen to doing his thing, and it's just like, can't help but like, this is so ridiculous and dumb. Have some kind of fun watching it. So not a strong recommend, but like if you enjoy a dumb, goofy comedy and you like Andy Samberg and think this concept seems pretty cool, then you probably think it will be, even with its like grotesque looking animation. Like, it's well animated purposefully to make everybody look really weird and awkward. But in the end, this is a silly time, and if you want some silly fun, there you go. But those are my thoughts on Season 1 of Digman. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.